Amazing. Oh,
Yes.
welcome, welcome, everybody.
Welcome. As you all come in, welcome. If we could just ask that you mute yourselves, but we would love to see your wonderful faces during our time. You can see me, hopefully. My name is Ruthie. I'm the Assistant Director of Camper Care and Inclusion. And we have our wonderful Zach Snyder, who is not the camp director,
I'm not the camp director.
but he is our mesh mental health professional. And we would love for you to join us on our Menti. Hopefully, you can see it on the screen. It has the code if you want to start filling that out, but don't go too far because we're going to go through them all together as we
Hello.
welcome, as we're welcoming more of our friends again. And please, if you can, love to see your faces for when we're out of our Menti. We should be have this recording and process to share with everybody else. And log into Menti. If you didn't hear, my name is Ruthie. I'm the Assistant Director of Camper Care and Inclusion, as well
Woo!
as Zach Snyder with us, our mesh professional.
That's
We're
my
just
name.
gonna wait a few more minutes for a couple of more people to join us, and then we are going to get started on our Camper Readiness Night.
Okay, just a heads up to everybody. I'm in a particularly silly mood today. So I might sing not sorry. I might say funky words like flabbergasting toothbrush. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Welcome, everybody. Get ready for the call.
We're gonna wait just like a few more minutes, and then we'll get started.
Brilliant. Isn't she great? I see some faces, and that's really cool.
Love seeing faces. Okay. All right. Well, okay, so let's get started with our very fun Menti that we have going on. But first, for anyone who didn't hear me, my name is Ruthie. I am the Assistant Director of Camper Care and Inclusion, and you are all here for our Camper Readiness Night. Is your camper ready for camp this summer? Are they excited for camp and the amazing opportunities and skills they're going to learn this summer? And we're going to talk about that a lot with Zach Snyder, our mental health professional. So we're going to get started with our Menti. Hopefully, you guys are all on there already. So we're going to get started with our first one, which is
Ba-ba-da-bum. What she doesn't know is I control the Menti. Okay. Is everybody ready? We're gonna do it. In three, two, one. I need your opinion. Which animal has the cutest babies? This is maybe
oh,
not
baby
critical,
rhino,
but it
baby seals are in a
feels
tie right
important.
now.
We have one vote, not boat. There is no baby boats. We have one vote. Oh,
Oh,
two votes for the baby seal. Three votes for the baby seal. I just want to say I saw you. Whoever
oh.
voted for the rhino, I saw you. You were excited.
Mhm.
Ah, puppy, what a cute puppy. Okay. Oh, we have a chat.
Oh, one. Okay, we have someone who picked I think the first one is what was meant.
Yes, I
So
love that you're okay. So one. Yeah, great choice. Okay, okay. Thank you for participating. Now we know in this group that baby seal is looking particularly scrumptious right now. Oh,
if
wait.
you're having any issues getting on Menti, you can just search it in your web browser that you
Browser.
use, your particular to Google, Safari, Fox, menti.com, and then just type in the code and it'll bring you to our wonderful presentation.
Okay, Ruthie, what do you think? Should we move to the next question or do we want to wait a little bit longer?
We can move to our next one.
Okay. How about let's do this? Oh,
Oh, we got another for Puppy.
thank goodness we didn't. I'm wondering, could we get some like thumbs up if you made it to the Menti, can you throw a thumbs up, do a visual thumbs up or a thumbs up on Zoom? I got some thumbs, beautiful thumbs. Rose, did I see a thumb from you? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Rose.
Beautiful.
Okay, great. Oh, I saw Chelsea. Thank you. Good,
Okay,
good, good.
I've seen lots of thumbs up, so wonderful.
Okay. I think we're ready to move on. What do you
Okay.
think, Ruthie?
Yes, I think so.
Boop. Nope, didn't work. Let's try boop. It worked.
All right, so we want to hear about what are you excited about this summer? What are the different thoughts, feelings, all the big things that are coming up for you about camp? We want to know about it. We want to see. So you can just type your answers in there about what you are most excited for this summer.
What could they be? We'll find out soon. Told you, y'all, I'm in a funky mood. Just silly, silly, all aboard.
I know some things that I'm always excited about for this summer is always the opportunity to make new friends that I haven't known before. Oh, meeting new people, new activities. Yes, it's amazing. Oh, swimming, our lake is so much fun. Oh, Gaga ball. Yes.
I love Gaga.
Swimming, lots of swimming, meeting new
Yeah,
people,
swimming's getting big. Thank
seeing
goodness we
camp
have a place to swim at
again.
camp, huh?
That's the fun. Clark, the
Ooh.
aqua park is so much fun.
I like that someone said fun. I agree. That is something I am also excited about. When it comes to camp, I'm like, that's like my top priority. Top bunk, isn't that scary?
But
Feel,
it's an exciting opportunity if you've never been on the top bunk.
oh, Tamar, is that you? Are you ready? I sensed it. I sensed it, and that's what we call a brave decision. I
Yes.
appreciate that about you.
Oh, this is wonderful.
We got Gaga ballin' activities, new activities.
Amazing. I think that's everyone
Okay,
that has added in here. These are amazing things. You are going like I mean, these are all so like goals right here that are very easily accomplished. One, meeting new people. Right now, we're on this call and you are meeting other people on this call that maybe you didn't know before. And
that's a good point.
maybe if you're the same age, you could possibly be in a cabin together and you can say, the first time we met was on that camper readiness call.
Mm. Thank you, Ruthie. That is so true. This can be the first point towards your exciting moments at Camp Solomon Schechter this summer. Okay, listen. We can feel excitement and we can feel anxiety or nervousness even at the same time. And part of this call is just figuring out things that we are excited about and nervous about so that maybe we can answer some questions, Ruthie and I together, and kind of give you more information to move through those worries. So the next question is just going to have us think about, I can't we say in this moment, this is just we say drum roll, please, and then people go, ba, 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 ba. But you don't need to do a drum roll. Just I want you to know that. And if you want to do a drum roll, that'd be great. So 3, 2, 1. What makes you nervous about going to camp? We know that any new experience, it is natural to feel those butterflies in your stomach, to feel that little bit of anxiety or worry. What are one or more of those things that you're like, well, it might be cool, but I'm thinking about, or I'm worried about, or I'm unsure of. And if you don't have any, that's okay too. Yeah, being away from it. I'm going to write that down. That's brilliant. Whoever wrote that, brilliant.
Yes.
Sports, yeah, totally.
Yes. Carrying all your stuff. Yes. Your stuff is heavy, but we have staff that help carry your stuff to your cabins.
True.
But it also helps you get really strong by working on carrying your stuff too. Many people who don't know, meeting new people, these are things, yes, you'd be nervous about. And we also just said you can be excited about them. And what did Zach just say? You can be excited and nervous and have that anxiety at the same time while you're at camp. And that is completely okay and completely normal.
Okay. That's some coming in. So we have making friends. Like, what if I don't? That's nerve-wracking. Taking care of yourself. We're going to talk about that very soon. Sleeping in a cabin. Turns out a cabin is slightly different than your house.
Just a little.
Yeah, it does have some similarities like beds and bathrooms and toilets and guitars. I don't know if your house has guitars, but it could.
That's true.
Okay. This is a really, really, really good list.
Yeah, this is a wonderful list for us to know, and we can certainly talk about all of these things as we continue on in our call today.
True. I'm going to give us 5 seconds of beautiful silence so that you may work if you are adding anything more before I hit the button of nextiness. Ooh, good thing I did. Showering, that's a good one. I don't have that issue of worrying about my hair because I have little left, which is neat for me. Okay, are we ready to move on? We're doing it in 3, 2, 1. This is a silly question that I wanted to ask. Again, I'm feeling silly. So, what is the best way to eat food? With your hands? With the giant spoon? Ruthie, what are the other ones?
Through a silly straw while singing.
Ruthie actually has a beautiful voice. um, okay, I need your votes. Or rank them. I don't know how this one works. We're about to find out. Oh, wow. Ooh, a
Oh,
lot of
wow,
action items.
singing. Yeah,
Ooh,
with your hand. Oh, they're tied right now.
wow. That's amazing. Ooh, through a silly straw. I prefer to eat my burger through a straw, thank you. Like burger, ketchup. Burger, ketchup. Blah, 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 blah. You get it. You get it. With a giant spoon. Okay, I thought the giant spoon would be good, but only a few people were like, it's good. Great. Now we know. At camp, you I was gonna say you can do. Oh my gosh, your hands only. There will be opportunities to eat food with your hands. We do have silverware,
Yes.
and there may be some expectation to use it, but sometimes you just gotta eat some things with. And I'm gonna move on before I get us and myself into trouble. Okay, here we go. Boom. Agenda. The agenda is what we're going to do today. The first thing on the agenda is welcome. So let me say, Ruthie, let's say it together in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. We planned that. Wow, we're good. I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk about some skills, like your skills, and what would be beneficial, what would be good to have when you get to camp. And then there are some just signs that you are ready to go. You might be ready to go. You're prepared. And then we're going to talk about your parents a little, and maybe how they can support and help practice certain skills for camp so that you can be most prepared to succeed. This one's important. Stay with me. I put down Ruthie's face because Ruthie has a face and she will be speaking at you. And then we'll have a small Q&A time if we don't get to your questions. And who knows, we might sprinkle it in. Okay, here we go. Boom. No, not right. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, did we do that? It worked! Okay, enough of that. Okay, lovely people. Here are some things from my face. The most important thing that you need to be able to do to be successful at camp is, are you ready? Is notice what's happening in your body sensations, being a detective about what's happening. Imagine it at camp. You're playing a sport. It's hot. The sun is booming on your face. Can you notice that you're warm? Can you notice that you're getting hot? Can you notice that you need to be in the shade right now? Okay, another thing. You drink water because it's hot. Can you notice that you need to pee? Right? I mean, everybody's smiling like, yeah, Zach, I know I've peed all my life. Okay, fair. And it's still important to notice, right, that, oh boy, I better get to that bathroom now, right? Any questions about noticing what's happening in your body, like the functions of your body? I went off script. I don't think I'm supposed to ask for questions yet.
Okay. If you have questions, you can unmute yourself if you know how, or if you're not sure, I can unmute you if you just want to raise your hand, or you can type it in the chat.
She's smart. She's brilliant. Okay. So that's the number one most important thing. Notice sensations in your body, right? We talked about heat, thirst, hunger. Hello, welcome. What else? Oh my gosh, so many amazing faces. I love it. Thank you for joining. We're talking about peeing at the moment, right? So all of these sensations, but that's not it. That's not all that you need to know. You need to know how to feel the sensation, but then how to take care of that sensation to get what you need. We talked about it a little bit with the sun. It's hot. Oh my God. I need to go into the shade. I need some water, right? I need to go to the bathroom. Can you go to the bathroom? Okay, that one, we're stuck on the bathroom. I know I'm not trying to stick on toilet humor, parents, I'm sorry. But I do think it's really important to notice, like, okay, these are things that we need to be able to do. We need to know where the bathroom is. And then we need to take care of that, right? Okay. What if there's a step in between there, right? We have noticing and then we have taking care of it. What if you don't actually know where the bathroom is? What do you do if you actually don't know where the water fountain is or the Gatorade if you really need it, right? Rose, I see your hand and I would love to hear your voice. I'm wondering if, oh,
here you go.
It's you ask where it is.
Yes! You are 100% correct. Now, here's the other question. You can ask. Who do you ask at camp?
Teachers sometimes. Other kids who know.
Right, Rose, what you said. So at school, it might be teachers. Aria, I saw your hand too. I know that you had the answer as well. Teachers at camp, really anyone who is either your counselor, who's going to be sort of in charge of your well-being, making sure that you have what you need. They're a great person to talk to. Maybe even any adult person at camp. We are all camp staff. I don't have my staff shirt on, but I'm wearing my cap, my hat. This is how I present at camp. I'm wearing my mental health counselor sweater though, so you know I'm serious. Right? And I would be a good person to talk to. Ruthie is a great person to talk to. any of those people. But do you see how that's a really important skill? Noticing the sensation, knowing how to take care of that sensation, but then also more importantly, if you don't know how to do that or you need someone's assistance to do it, that you advocate for yourself, right? What I mean by that is that you figure out a way to tell someone else what you need in those moments. Okay, if that makes sense to you, tap your earlobes, please. Tap your earlobes if you understand. And if you don't want to tap your earlobes, pretend to tap your earlobes. Great job. I'm saying understanding. Thank you. Okay, that is the first and really most important thing that we need to do. Notice how you're feeling and be able to advocate for yourself. Say, hey, I need a pee. Where's the bathroom, please? Right? Or even like just do it yourself if that makes sense, right? If you're in your cabin, you can just take care of it. Okay. We're going to move on. Are we ready to move on? Yeah, I'm seeing nods. I appreciate that. This is a good dynamic. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Let's talk about indicators. Things where maybe we're noticing that, wow, actually you might be ready to go to camp. You might be more prepared if you want to go. Okay, so this is a really important thing. If you're excited by the idea of camp, if you're like, ooh, this feels like maybe it could be a cool, brave thing for me to try on, that's huge, right? And remember, you can feel that way and a little worried at the same time because you're human. And that's how emotions work. And the fancy word for that is feeling two emotions at once is a dialectic. You don't never need to know that, but it's a fun word, dialectic. Anyways, you can feel excitement and nervousness and be like, yeah, I want to go. And if you're thinking like, boy, absolutely not, it feels a little too early. Well, then talk to your parents because we will talk about some strategies to build towards camp. Okay. In fact, let's talk about it right now. Okay, great. One, have you practiced being away from your house? Question, have you practiced being away from your parents? And what I mean by that is, oh, okay, Rachel, although I'm guessing that's not your name, are you raising your hand to be like, yes, I have, or is this a question? You have a question? Okay, I would. No, not a question.
Not a question.
Okay, if there is a question, I like answering questions. Okay, so have you practiced being away from home? Have you practiced being away from your parents? This does not have to be go away for a week, but maybe having a family member have dinner without your parents there. Maybe having a babysitter. Maybe even staying with your grandparents for a day and a half or for a night and then building that up. Ruthie will talk about that a little bit more, I think. I see your question. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm using my husband's computer and it doesn't work.
You're doing great.
Talia is going to go and try the Bissell of Schechter.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's an exciting step towards, yeah.
You know what's wild is I did not include that. And that is exactly an amazing opportunity to practice. It's exactly what we're talking about. That's wonderful. And you're going to have so much fun. And Heather, what a great idea. We have something called the Bissell of Schechter. And Bissell in Yiddish means a little bit. And you get to experience Camp Solomon Schechter for a weekend. And so if you're new to camp, it might be a great stepping stone to get to camp and just see camp, see how the camp day works, try on the ropes course if you want to do that, maybe get into the lake or not because it's March and it might be cold. Heather, you're still on board. Just jump in.
I was just going to say, we also, we have gone to family camp numerous times.
Oh, Heather, that is something else that I did not write down and is absolutely So good. Actually, I think family camp is my favorite. Wait, actually, I can't more, but I do love family camp. And again, you get to go with your family. I will offer that Bissell is actually a bigger stepping stone than family camp, right? Because again, we're practicing not being with our parents and getting to be with new friends and amazing counselors and Ruthie, her face, and me, right? Everybody, can we get snaps or claps for Ruthie's face? Yay, Ruthie's face. Okay, great. We're gonna move on.
Zach, can I ask you a question?
Please.
So, for the Bissell,
Yep.
are you and Ruth gonna be there, and we can meet maybe some of the people who might be at camp during the summer?
I'm gonna let Ruthie take this one. Great
Yes.
question.
So I will 100% be there. And we'll also have our wonderful camp director who's going to be there, Amanda, as well as our other assistant director, Josh, who will be there. And we will have loads of other campers that are coming to camp for the first time, experiencing Bissell, who could also be coming to camp for the summer. You might be in their cabin at Bissell and during the summer, so you'll have so many familiar faces, as well as the staff that we'll have during the weekend will also be staffed during the summer. So you'll get to see them. Maybe they'll be your counselor, or maybe you'll just see them around camp doing fun, amazing activities with them. But the really amazing thing about Bissell is that you get to see and experience a Shabbat at camp, which is very different, but so exciting than maybe a Shabbat that you do at home, because we do it all together. We do beautiful singing and praying together, and then we will. I don't want to spoil too much about Bissell, but we'll have like skits, and there'll be so many fun things that are going to be going on, and lots of different activities to get that like a little bit of taste of what camp is for that week, or maybe 2 weeks, or maybe 3.5 weeks that you're going to be at camp this summer.
Beautiful. I probably will be there too. Wow, there's a lot of people from this call who are going to be there. Amazing. I think how amazing is that we're now starting this kahila, this community that we can bring to Bissell and then bring to camp. Really cool. I have a couple more things before Ruthie's time, so I'm going to jump on it because I'm noticing time. Okay. At camp, there is a schedule that we'll go through, and sometimes there's some uncertainty. There's some things that you need to be able to do to move in the last minute, and you don't really know, and that can feel big. So the big thing there is, have you had practice moving through emotions, moving through uncertainty, feeling your emotions all the way through, and then keep going, right? I'm seeing some head nods. Yeah. And it does not have to look super pretty, right? Like, one thing, there's some like the day changes, right? The things move really fast. You're going to feel a lot of big emotions and some not. And again, it can be joy, excitement, fun. That's an emotion, maybe. And also like disappointment, right? There's a bunch that's going all at once, and we get to practice moving through it so that we can move on to the next thing. So I would say that's a really good thing to practice as well. Attached to that is, how do you do that, right? How do you notice what emotion you're feeling? Maybe going back to our advocating, talking to a counselor or staff member, or even how do you do that within yourself? I'm noticing I'm angry and I want to hit this person. What are some strategies for not doing that works for you, right? I'm seeing some really good hands, and that means that you have ideas, which is brilliant. So I want you to hold on to those ideas, and congratulations for having those ideas. We're not going to take your beautiful ideas right now, but the power that you have it is really cool. And again, like, you may be working with your parents to figure out even more strategies to move through your own emotions and soothe yourself as much as you can, realizing that you will have support at camp with your counselor and Ruthie's team, and even me and my own face. Okay. We talked about it a little bit. Parents, you get to notice from the things that I've talked about where practice might be really helpful. If there are markers, like we get to work on that, beautiful. We have so much time before the summer. You're welcome to reach out to Ruthie or for me. We are literal experts on how to prepare for camp. And if you're like, how do I work on this? What does this look like? We're good partners for you too. The last thing I'll say before I move it on to Ruthie is that camp is awesome and overwhelming. And that's awesome because we get to practice moving through that. And so I just want you to think about that as we move forward, is that it's all of those things all at once and how lucky it is that we get that. Okay, that is enough from me. Ruthie, see what I did there? Okay, your turn.
Before we move into my part, I want to know, are there any questions about anything that Zach has talked about that you have questions about, or any questions you want to know about camp before I even jump into it that I can help answer? You can always wait until after the call too. Yeah, Aria.
I have a question before I ask my other questions. Can I ask anything?
Yes, all questions are welcome.
One, what are the activities?
Ooh.
A great question. We have so many activities. It's really hard to name them all. But we have, of course, we have your main things like swimming in the lake. We have the challenge course. You'll have sports, and there'll be arts and crafts, and there'll be a musical that you'll get to see, and maybe do some drama. There's also getting messy. We have evening programs that are all different types of things, messy with paint, messy with shaving cream and chocolate syrup. So you want to make sure that you bring.
Just going to add there that if you are not into having chocolate sauce and shaving cream on you, you can say no thanks and just watch other people be ridiculous, and that's fun too.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, you can always sit on the side. Everything at camp is a challenge by choice. You can choose to do the activity, or you can sit and maybe watch for a couple of minutes, and then you might decide, okay, I've seen it, I'm ready to play. Or you can say, you know what, I think I'm just gonna wait just for a little bit more and see, or maybe I'm just gonna sit this one out. That is completely okay. We also have we have a Judaics time. We also have Israel Day. So we have so many activities. You can also go on our website and see another snippet of all the activities that we have at camp. And I know you said you had a second question. So what was your second question?
Well, I actually have a couple more. What type of food do you serve at camp?
What an amazing question. Yes.
I like to eat too.
Yes, me too. So
with my hands. Sorry, go on.
Or while singing.
Mm-hmm.
So at camp, we are completely kosher. So if we're having a meat meal, there won't be any dairy at that meal. And if we're having a dairy meal, there won't be any meat. So we have 3 main kitchens in our kitchen area. So we have a dairy, we have meat, and we have parv, which is like anything else other than that. If you have dietary restrictions, which means you can't eat certain things, like you're a vegetarian or you're vegan or you have dairy allergies or you're gluten-free, we have a specific section for anyone who has those special dietary needs where they can get the food that they need. We're also switching to a family style, which means that all of your food is already going to be on your table at the dining hall. And then if you have any of those special dairy needs, like the vegetarian, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, if I'm missing one, I'm sorry. We cover all of them. You will go and you'll get that food from there, and you just bring it back to the table.
Ruthie, can we swap for a second, and can you take care of the cue on the computer, and then I will take not Rachel's hand, please.
Hey, this is Isaac.
What about Isaac? Oh, Ari,
Are
I'm
there,
remembering you have more. I'll come back to you. I'm sorry.
are there any peanuts and stuff?
Oh my gosh, I know the answer very well, and I have a story about this. There are no peanuts at Camp Solomon Schechter. We are a nut-free area. We have zero of that. We are also a kosher camp. But yeah, it's really actually a beautiful thing. If you are allergic to nuts, you can feel really safe and brave to eat and try new things because nothing has nuts. When I was a kid, that wasn't a thing at camp. And we had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time. And my best friend was allergic to nuts. So I got to eat with him outside every day.
Mm-hmm.
Things are different now. Did that answer your question?
Did it answer your question?
Great question. Thank you. Aria, you had one more question, I think, right? Please throw it at me.
When are we going to know who our bunkmates are and which cabin we have and that kind of stuff?
That is a great question. Some of it you'll know because of how old you are and what sessions you sign up for. But one of the really cool things is that at camp, you get to find out who those people are. I will say that if you know a couple people coming to camp, or even from this call, if you're like, I want to be in the cabin, with them, you can say, I would like to be in a cabin with them, right? Or if there's some people that you know that you love deeply, but you might not be the best in a cabin setting, you can say like, actually, maybe this year I don't feel ready to be with this person. So it can go both ways. You can say please or no, thank you right now. And so yeah, most of it is you get to find out when you come to camp. So that adds some excitement and obviously some nervousness, and that's great because we get to practice moving through it. Ha! Okay, Rose.
Go ahead, Rosie.
So I have a question about like how does stuff work? Like, is there anything like I need to know like in the swimming in like the lake? Is there like a line or something? Just stuff we need to know or any
Yeah.
rules?
I like where your mind's at. You're like, I know I like swimming. How can I do that? Brilliant. There is a wonderful lake and an aqua park and some boats and a swimming area. And we have a position at camp, a staff member whose job it is to be head of the lake. And they have a team of lifeguards and they have beautiful systems that you will find out when you're at camp because I am not licensed as a lifeguard, but they are, right? So I know I'm not doing the best job of answering your question, Rose. I see your hand and I'll call on you again and feel free to unmute. I just want to say that we have really good procedures on how things are done, especially with the lake. And you're totally safe because lifeguards are trained and I am not a lifeguard.
I will also add, unless I missed this, but we do a swim test the first day of camp, and we require our younger campers. So if you're a rising first grader through like third grade, maybe fourth grade, we do require that you wear a life jacket, even if you're the most amazing swimmer out there, which I am sure that you're all wonderful swimmers. And on our aqua park, we require everybody, no matter how old you are, to wear a life jacket when you play on the aqua park.
I had mentioned there are ways of saying like, I would like to be with this person. That's actually just talk to your parents about that. When they're signing you up for camp, they have a little place where you can say, I want to be with this person and that sort of stuff. Okay, I saw another hand. Did I see another hand? So I see Rose.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing a question. I'm sorry, about the schedule, I believe is what the question.
Which is beautiful because
Yes. So I'm going to talk about that. So I'll get a little bit into that. So every day at camp, we wake up at 8 a.m. and our younger kids will go to bed around like 8 p.m. to like 9:30, except on Friday and Saturday, because those are special days for Shabbat. Because Saturday, I'm sorry, and Friday. Nope, I take that back. Saturday, we have a late sleep in because it is the day of rest. And then we have services and we do breakfast, and then we have another service, our tour service. And then Saturday is like sort of a free-for-all day. We have lots of different activities going on throughout the day that you get to experience and have fun.
With structure, plopping that into.
Yes, with structure, but it's just a relaxing day because it is Shabbat. And the reason why it's a little bit later is because of Havdalah. We have to wait for there to be 3 stars in the sky, and that means that Shabbat has ended and now we can start our next new week. So on Saturdays, we do tend to go to bed a little bit later, which is going to be about like 10:30, hopefully no more than 11 p.m. because I know that's really, really late. So I'm going to suggest that once camp starts to get a little bit close for you, you start practicing that late wake up of 8 a.m. and then trying to go to bed around like that 8, 9, 9:30 time so that you're somewhat adjusted when it comes to camp. Now, I know not everyone can sleep in to 8, which is totally fine. You do not have to wake up early. We have what we call is an early risers for any of our campers who wake up at like 7 a.m. That time is when you can like wake your counselor up and they might have a morning activity, what do we call it? A moving morning. You could do yoga. It could be playing in the Gaga pit. They'll have an activity for you to do. But if you end up waking up even before 7 a.m., we'll ask that you sit or you like lay in your bed, read a book, you could color until it's time for you to wake up your counselors to do that early morning time. And we'll also have clocks in everyone's cabin that'll say the time, and they'll also have different colors that maybe your counselors have talked to you about them that says once it turns blue, that means you can start to like very quietly move around the cabin. And then once it's green, that means you can start making a little bit of noise and start waking up for the morning to get ready. But our schedules do change slightly throughout the day. It's still the same structure. You'll just have a different core activity every day. And we have 5 main cores that we do.
Before you get into that, Ruthie, I'm so sorry. I just want to add, this is where practicing for flexibility comes in, right? It's the basic sort of structure of the day with some changes. We get to practice moving through that. Thank you.
Yes. So for our main cores, we have challenge course, sports, Judaics, arts and crafts, and Teva, which is nature, which is an amazing program. You might even learn how to make a one-match fire, which is an amazing accomplishment with lots and lots of guidance from our nature specialist.
His name is Josh Lake. That's his real name. He's the nature guy, and his last name is Lake. What? Okay. Ruthie, I promised Miri that she would be able to ask a question. Is this a good time for you to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Miri, are you still there and would like to speak to our faces?
Oh, there's Miri. Oh, Miri, it sounds like we're having a little bit difficulty hearing you.
Yeah, it might be a really good opportunity. Oh, I hear something. It might be a good opportunity to type it.
Yes, if you can type it, we can answer it. We can ask and answer it for all.
Oh. Okay. Oh, it feels like the technology really wants to hear you. It's just having some trouble. So I think what we'll do is, can we mute that, and then Miri, can you please type it on the typey, and then we'll read out your question. Yeah. Yeah, great question. So if you get tired, so this kind of goes back to our idea of like, we have to notice our sensations in our body and then advocate or talk to someone when we're feeling it. If you're feeling way too tired, that makes sense, right? And what you get to do is talk to your counselor, and then they can work with you to like go to sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll find that, sometimes we do find that maybe evening program just feels too late for you, and you're like, I'm ready to go to bed. I've got 3 other friends that are ready to go to bed too. We'll talk with your counselors. You'll
Isaac, I see
talk
your hand.
to
Keep going.
your Roche, who is the head of your unit, I'll go over what that is. And
Rosh means head in Hebrew.
it's true. And
Yep, Heather, you have a head. Congratulations.
and then from there, if you have lots of friends that are tired, maybe some of you will all go back to the cabin, get ready to go to sleep while the other ones go to the activity. Or if everyone is just so tired, you'll all go back to your cabin and go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I saw that yawn. That's so real. Okay, Isaac, you have your hand up. May I please hear your voice?
What sports are we going to be doing?
Yes.
Oh, there are so many. So we'll have Gaga, there'll be soccer. We have this amazing game called 9 Square.
Nine Square, not to brag, but I brought it to camp. You're welcome.
There's soccer. There might be some football. There might be baseball. We've got ping pong. We have what is it called? Frisbee golf or froth for
Golf.
short. So we have any activity that you can think of sports
Pickleball?
related.
Do you say pickleball?
We have pickleball. We have tennis. We have
Isaac, we have so many
all the
sports that
sports.
you will not be able to play all of them unless you invest all of your free time into doing it. So maybe that's your challenge. I don't know. Is that enough sports?
Is that enough sports?
Yes.
Oh, good. And if you have an idea for one that you didn't hear, let us know. I'm happy to buy more sport, even though I'm not the camp director. Okay. I saw. Oh, Isaac, do you have another question?
Do you have flag football?
Yep. Yes. Yep. We have flags and we have football, and sometimes you put them together. And yeah, the answer is yes. I don't know why I'm being weird about that. Aria.
Oh, I just forgot my question.
Oh man. Okay. Well, when you
Oh, I
remember it.
remember.
Oh wow. Okay, go ahead.
What is 9 Square?
That
And
is
do you have basketball?
what was the thing about basketball? I missed that.
Do you
Will there be
have it?
basketball? Yes. Okay. Really, do you want to take this or do you want me to take it?
You can take it.
Great. 9 Square. Imagine you're playing 4 Square, but it's above your head and you're hitting the ball and it goes boom, boom into the next square and then you have to hit it up. It's way easier to explain when you see it in person, but it's glorious. There is basketball. Yes. It's great. We have full court with hoops and such.
Also, is it a made-up game?
9 Square in the air? No, it's actually a real game that people. It's like it's one of those summer camp games, like how Gaga Ball was for a long time. It was mostly just at camp, and then it spread into like schools, into synagogues. It's the same. But it's like really kind of just a camp game for now because it kind of takes up space. But it's really fun. Okay, I'm gonna choose Hannah. Do you want to talk to us for a second?
Hi, apologies if this has been asked. I'm just driving, so I cannot see the chat.
Yeah.
My kids are going for the first time. We're going for Rookie 2. I wanted to see if there's an opportunity to meet kids that will be at the same week besides Bissell Camp.
Ruthie, great question.
Yes. So before we get off the call, I'm going to put my email in the chat, but if anything, it's just the first initial of my name, so R, and then Chabin@campschechter.org. Just send me an email and I will connect with those other families and I will get you in contact with them so that you can make play dates, so that you can know the familiar faces and maybe even your future cabin mates. So I'm happy to make any connections before camp starts.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Oh, someone asked if there's rock climbing, and yes.
Yes, we do have rock climbing. And we also have a question, another question about the lake. And I'm going to have this be the last question. And then I'm going to go into my stuff. And then we'll have a little bit more time for questions at the end. Like maybe
We
very
may have time. Yeah, we'll see.
so I had a question about the lake. So the lake will be open every day. If there are lifeguards on duty, that means that the lake is open. But each unit will have their own specific times to go and swim in the lake. It may not be every day, it might be every other day. But the lake itself will be open, but only when there's a lifeguard on duty. And a lifeguard
Neither one of us
has
are
to be on
lifeguards.
duty.
Yeah. Ruthie is pulling up her information.
Yes. Okay.
Go, Ruthie, go.
So you all have asked some really amazing questions. And so there are just a couple of other things that I want you to know so that you feel prepared for camp. So we've talked about the different units that we have at camp. I've said that a little bit. So I think a lot of my friends that are here on this call are going to be in our rookie week, which is our last week of our 3-week sessions. And that week is you're going to be called a unit called Garneem. And I know that can be really difficult to say, but that means if you're going into first grade or you're going into third grade, you're going to be in this unit called Garneem. If you're going into fourth grade next year or fifth grade, so in that rookie week, you'll be called Shorashim. And we'll also have 2-week campers or even 3-week campers that'll also be in Shorashim who maybe you know, but you'll also get to meet them and spend time with them and all the different activities. And then for our 6th graders and 7th graders is Nitzanim, and Anafim. 8th through 10th graders is Anafim. And all of these words make up a beautiful part of a tree. So Garnim, you're the seed, you're starting the tree. Shorashim is the trunk of the tree. Nitzanim is the bud of the tree. And Anafim are the beautiful branches of the tree. So that is the area that you will get, the unit that you will get to be in, and you will have a cabin full of other kids your age, and you'll be in a cabin with at least like 8 to like 11 other people with 2 to 3 counselors in your cabin. So just as we talked about preparing and staying away with maybe at a friend's house or at your grandparents' house, you're going to be living in a communal space with other people for that week that you're here at camp, which is going to be a really new environment for you. And that's okay if it is a little difficult those first few days. I know we talked about missing our parents, and I'm sure parents missing our kids while they're away at home, which is completely normal. We have this saying that homesickness lasts for the first 72 hours of camp. That's because your mind and your body is trying to adjust to the environment that you're in at that moment at camp. And you're learning so many amazing new things at once that it can be a bit overwhelming. And know that your counselors are there for you. I'm here for you. Zach Snyder's here for you. I will also have a team called Camper Care who will also be there for you to sit with you and talk with you for anything that you need while you're at camp. As Zach said earlier, camp is an amazing and overwhelming place at camp. We're in this amazing, beautiful bubble at camp of this beautiful space, and we experience these emotions that can be so, so, so high when you're really, really happy and you're excited and your cabin has just won the Gaga tournament. But then also, the lows can feel really, really low. And those first few nights at camp, you might feel really, really low. And know that that's okay. And that your counselors are there to talk to you again. And that these feelings are normal. And that those feelings, they will pass. and a new day will come with new experiences and emotions.
Ruthie, I'm
Another,
noticing
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Should we do like one more thing and then maybe last questions, and then the people who want to stay on we can answer, and people who want to go because they've been on for an hour. How do you
yes.
focus for an hour? You guys are amazing.
Yes, I'm going to say one last thing about clothing and laundry at camp, and then we'll go to questions. And then if you need to hop off, you can, but we will stay on if you want to talk anymore. So, clothing. We wear clothes at camp, but we wear clothes that we're okay with getting messy in. We don't want to wear clothes that are our absolute favorite, and we would be heartbroken if it got ruined. We want to wear clothes that say you're going to grow out of it the next year, that you can just forget about it at camp, and that's okay. You don't want to bring anything too valuable. So any expensive little like cameras that you have, you need to be really careful with them. As well as you don't want to bring any jewelry that you're worried about wearing or that would go missing, anything like that. Nothing valuable comes to camp. You want to leave with valuable memories and experiences, but you don't want to come to camp with those valuable things and accidentally have those go missing. And everyone will have their own little cubbies. So you want to make sure that all of your things are labeled so that if something ends up in the lost and found, we can get it back to you. And we will send a packing list out to all of you as camp gets closer so that you know what to pack, and pack with your parents so that you know where everything is that you're bringing with you. And with that, practice bringing out when clothes are dirty. Could you put them in a laundry basket and putting them in the basket, not back with your clean clothes? So that is one other thing to practice as camp gets closer. I don't want to go over too much time. I have seen hands in the air.
Wait, before we do that, Ruthie,
Yeah.
before we do that, I think what we do is I want to repeat just a couple things. Ruthie and we both said the same things for a lot of it. One, notice what's happening in your body and practice being able to satiate, to move through it, to deal with it on your own, and or advocate, ask for help. How do you do that? Leaving this call, I would like you to be able to know that you can practice all of those skills, right? And Ruthie's email, I think those are like the two biggest things. Okay, we are just gonna either snap or clap for each other, noticing that we've been here for an hour together to talk about camp. I'm so impressed. Seriously, like sitting down for an hour is really hard for me too. I'm genuinely impressed. So what we'll do is we'll say goodbye, and I will stay on for 5 minutes to answer questions. I don't know if Ruthie is going to stay on, but this is now complete. We did it.
Yes.
Amazing.
My email is in the chat. I'm going to stop the recording now, but please feel free to stay on and answer any questions that you have. If you have to hop off, thank you so much for coming. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we can't wait to see you at camp.
Okay,